Today I'm doing a whole lot of chatting and a little bit of makeup. Come along and join me. Welcome in, I'm Kimberly. This is Pretty Over 50, where we talk everything makeup, skincare, and style for the over 50 woman. Well, I guess I'm tired of talking to my cat, and now I want to talk to you guys. Today it's a very chatty get ready with me, and I'm playing with some fun new makeup. If you're new here, welcome in. I hope you'll consider subscribing and make sure you click that notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And if you're interested in more makeup, skincare, and style for the over 50 woman, stop by prettyover50.com. There's a lot more great information just waiting for you there. You guys know that I brought home this soft glam palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills a couple of weeks ago. Today I'm putting together this look with this palette. As always, all products that I mention and use today will be listed and linked below, and they'll also be over on the blog, so super easy for you to find. And with that, let's hop into the chatting. Makeup. I have my face all prepped with my serums, moisturizers, and of course my sunscreen. And today I'm going to put on a little bit of the City Lips Clear while I do my makeup. This just does a nice job of taking all those wrinkles out of my lips. It doesn't plump my lips like it does the 30-year-olds, but it does do a nice job of making them look fuller. So I enjoy using it, and when I don't have it, I wish I did. Today I'm going to be using the Dermablend Instagrip Jelly Primer. I've used this, I think, once or twice before. I have no memory of what it's like. So, okay, it's a little bit of a silicone primer. You can see it's kind of clear here. I don't know why I didn't remember that. It feels really, first of all, it feels really jelly-like, which is, you know, the name. And it feels tacky. Almost. It feels a little bit like, oh, something really sticky like honey. And it's also very, very cooling. And I don't know if it's just because of something wet going on my skin. No, I think it's actually there's something in here that has a cooling ingredient. It's more than just my skin feeling moist. For eyeshadow primer, I'm going to use the Too Faced Shadow Insurance. I used this one time before, and I'll tell you what, it felt exactly like a dupe for the Milani eyeshadow primer. I don't know if I'm going to feel the same way today, but we'll see. I'm just going to put a little bit on one of my fingers, tap it between the two fingers, and then over the lid it goes. I'm going to work on my brows next, and I'm having a little thought process about my brows because my hair is so much lighter now. I'm not sure if I should stay with the medium brown color or go into blonde. This is the Taupe color in the Wet n Wild, and it's more of a blonde color. I'm not sure which looks best, so I'll probably go back and forth for the next few weeks trying to decide. And I always like to start with my brows down at the bottom to kind of create that line and then fill them in from there. Just going to do a little color correcting now with the Stila palette. I just take this peach color, run that right underneath my eyes where I have the purple discoloration. Today I'm going to be using the Soft Glam palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I picked this up at Ulta a couple of weeks ago. I've had my eye on this palette forever. It is so uncharacteristic for me to go out and buy a high-end palette like this, but I have been wanting this for a long, long time. And I know that there are a lot of other wonderful neutral palettes being released lately. I just am in love with this one, so I decided to go ahead and pick it up. I have not touched this palette since I brought it home. I did do a video on it that I picked it up, but I haven't used the shadows at all. So we'll launch into this today and see if it's really worth the premium price. I'm going to take my big fluffy brush and dip it into this color Tempera, and that's going to go over both lids from top to bottom. This shade has a little bit of shimmer in it. It didn't look like that in the pan, but it's really pretty. This color has a lot of payout. I'm really liking the way that it's covering up the discoloration on my lids. Now I'm going to go into this color Burnt Orange, and that's going to go right above my natural crease to really create a transition in that area. Oh gosh, that's a pretty color. All right, you guys, I have a question for you, or I want your suggestions. One of my real loves and my real weaknesses is jewelry. And apparently, based on what I've seen with myself, I cannot own enough jewelry or enough lipstick. Those seem to be my two real hot buttons and loves. Honestly, I own so many lipsticks, and it's not as though I wear all of them. It's just I love the colors. And I love jewelry as well. Before I went traveling a few years back, and you guys might remember this, there was a company called Lea Sophia. And Lea Sophia was one of those companies that did the at-home parties. You know, you'd throw a party, your friends would come, everybody would buy jewelry. It was a great thing. I loved Lea Sophia jewelry. And I owned so much Lea Sophia jewelry. It was almost ridiculous. I liked it because it was very beautiful and well made, but it was more of a fashion jewelry line. In other words, it was very, very affordable. Well, Lea Sophia has gone out of business, even though I still own a lot of the jewelry. And I haven't found another company that I like their jewelry line as much as Lea Sophia's. It was beautiful jewelry, and I think they would come out with a new catalog a few times a year. It was always on trend. It was fairly affordable. I just loved it, and I would love to find another jewelry company that has fashion jewelry and a great style. So if you guys know about a company, put it in the comments down below because I'm really missing buying jewelry. I have that orange soda on both eyes. Now I'm going to go in with a big fluffy blending brush and just really soften those edges. I think I'm going to do something a little bit different with my eyeshadow today. I'm going to go a little bit smokier and darker than I usually do. I don't know, I'm just in the mood. Now I'm going to take a flat brush and I'm going to dip it into this color Rustic right here. It's kind of a medium brown. And I'm going to put that right on the outside edge of my movable lid and up into the crease and kind of really deepen up that crease area. I like to bring it up a little bit higher on the outside area of my eye to lift my eye a little bit. I always bring it up above that transition area just a little bit to kind of lift my eye up. Now back in with that blending brush. One thing I can say about these shadows, they're going on beautifully, they're blending beautifully, the colors are delicious. So far, I'm really enjoying it. I do think that there's so many colors in this palette that could be a one and done, which is so convenient to have. Now I'm going to dip my finger into this color Sultry. This is like a taupe-y brown with a purple undertone. It's really, really pretty. And that's just going to go right over my movable lid. This is a very, very creamy shadow and it's blending out beautifully. Now I'm going to take that same blending brush and just blend those edges in so everything looks really smooth and the transition is really clean. This is a shimmer shade, but it's shearing out really nicely so it doesn't look real sparkly on my lid. It just has a nice, rich, deep tone. I'm going to go back into that color Rustic and I'm going to take that in and just deepen up that crease area a little bit towards the outside edge of my eye. Now I'm going to go back into Tempura, and I'm just going to cut that line right underneath my brow just to highlight that area. All right, everyone, so how's the holiday shopping going? Have you done it all yet? I'll tell you what, my family, there's just very, very few of us left in my family, so my Christmas shopping has really reduced, and it's really easy for me now. So I could probably say I'm pretty much done, but how's it going for you? That's going to do it for the eyes right now. For foundation, I'm going to use the CoverGirl Plus Olay Advanced Radius Foundation. I've had this for a while, and I used it in a Get Ready With Me, I don't know, a few weeks back. I had forgotten how good this foundation is. It's a drugstore price and it's just a lovely look on the skin. It comes out a little bit moussey. I've got the color Ivory. I believe it's 105. I'm just going to place that around my face. This is my BK Beauty 101 brush. And I'll use that just to smooth it over the skin. Are you changing your gift-giving habits this year? I know it's going to be a little goofy this year. Has it changed what you're wanting to give for gifts or what you're wanting to do for the holiday season? And then I always like to tap my foundation out with a sponge just because it leaves such a pretty look on the skin. See what a difference that City Lips has made on my lips just in the time I put on my makeup. Here's what I've noticed about this. When I haven't been using it for a while and I go back to use it, it doesn't seem to do that much in the beginning. If I use it consecutively for a few days, it seems to plump my lips up more and more and more the more I use it. So for me, consistent use seems to be the key. I also picked up the Buxom Plumping Lip Gloss, and that's the one I keep in the living room in my little basket where I keep all my stuff like my nail file and tweezers and that sort of thing. I've been keeping that in there and using that when I'm in the living room. Isn't that foundation a pretty look on the skin? I am always so surprised at how good this looks. It really is a terrific drugstore foundation. For concealer, I'm going to use the Physicians Formula Natural Defense. I picked this up in my Ulta haul a few weeks ago, and I've used it, I think, once before. I'm still formulating my opinion on it. It has one of these sponge tips. I don't know. Please put a sponge tip on my concealer, said no one ever. I don't know why they do these, but they do. It looks super light right now, but when it taps out, it turns out to be okay. It is nice and brightening under my eye, which I really appreciate. I'm going to set my foundation just a little bit in the T-zone with the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. Love this powder. Just a little bit right down the center of my face. Today I'm not going to set the concealer. I want to see how it wears without me setting it. Right now it looks like I don't need to set it, but I'm not sure if that's going to last for the next few hours, so I'll check back in with you and let you guys know. For contour today, I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Contour Wand. Gee, I think I bought it directly from the Charlotte Tilbury site. The first couple of times I used this, I didn't like it so much, but I think I found the magic bullet, and that is this stippling brush from Real Techniques. I used this the last time I used this product, and I really liked the way it looked. This is the Fair Light, and you can see it looks very dark, but when you shear it out, it works really nicely. So this brush seems to be the magic formula for me to get it to look the way I want it to look. I wonder if anybody has found a dupe for this formula. I would really be interested in looking into that because I'm not so sure that this would be that hard to dupe. The favorite place for me to use this is right underneath my chin because I think it does a really good job of creating a shadow-like look under my chin. So I think of all the applications that I've used it for, my cheeks, my forehead, this is my favorite underneath my chin. I think it does add a really nice contour look to the face without giving that kind of warm tone bronzy look that I don't particularly care for. So I'm liking the formula a lot. I'm just wondering if there is something that is very similar for a much lower price. I think this is a color Cheeky. It's really tiny writing on the back, and so I just am really not sure, but I'll have it listed down below. So just a little bit of this on the cheeks. This is really such a pretty color. It's kind of a peachy pink. I like it a lot. Now I'm just going to blend that out. Isn't that a pretty cheek color? What a difference in the complexion. It just amazes me. Foundation and a little bit of contour and some blush, and it's just a whole different look on my face. For highlight, I'm going to be using my Sofx palette from Revolution. I love this palette and it's so inexpensive. And you know, they still carry it. I saw it at Ulta when I was there a couple of weeks ago. I don't remember how much this is, but it's really inexpensive. And look at how many different colors are in here, and they're all really good. I've enjoyed using this palette quite a bit. I'm going to dip into this gold color right here and use that for my highlight today. These are really beautiful highlighters. I'm surprised that more people don't talk about this palette. Blend that out. Okay, you guys, so I did the thing the other night, and I really caught myself doing it. You'll understand when I tell you the story. I was hanging around the house, and I realized that I needed to go to the store and get something. A few things. And I was contemplating going, and then I looked out the window and it was dark. And I actually said to myself, oh, I'll go when it's light outside. And oh my gosh, I just caught myself. That's something that old people do, I think. And I think now I have been initiated into the club that doesn't drive after dark. I don't know. Anyway, I just really noticed it. Have you done that yourself? Okay, so this concealer is creasing like crazy. I'm going to go ahead and set it and see if I can get it to improve. I'm going to use my number 7 Lift Illuminate powder and just tap that underneath. Now I'm going to take my sponge and I'm going to spray it with some setting spray, and I'm going to tap that right underneath my eyes. Let's see what this concealer does now. I'm going to finish off the eyes now. I'm going to take a little pencil brush and I'm just going to dip it into that burnt orange that I used in the transition on the top lid, and just run that right underneath the outside third of my lower lid. I just want to tie in the lower lid and the upper lid with this color. Now I'm going to line my lids and tightline with the Wayne Goss Kohl pencil. If you struggle with lining your eyes, I did a whole video on how I've been able to figure out a way to add liner to my very crepey mature lids. I'll go ahead and put it up here if you didn't catch that one. You might find a couple of tips in there that you find useful. For mascara, I'm going to be using a new mascara, and one of you guys recommended this. This is the Cabaret Premium Mascara from Vivienne Sabo. I have never even heard of this, but one of you said it was your absolute favorite. When I saw that, I just went ahead and bought it right off of Amazon. I've never even opened this up, so we'll see how this works today. Wow, it's really a beautiful packaging. Look at that, isn't that pretty? This was very, very affordable. I think it was just around $10 or $12. Wasn't expensive at all. It has one of those rubberized wands on it, and it's really actually fairly narrow and fairly small. Let's see what it does for the lashes. It's going on really easily. There's not an excess of product on the brush, which is nice. It's lengthening a little bit. I wouldn't say it's volumizing so much, but it is doing a nice job of coating the lashes. Do you guys have that deal where the eyelashes on one of your eyes are better than the other? That's the way it is with me. These ones are kind of wimpy. These ones are better. So on this side, it's really looking like it's lengthening the lashes. On this side, I don't know, maybe it's doing more now. Okay, so this is 2 coats with the Cabaret Premier. I'm using a new lip combination today. This is the Peekaboo Neutral from NYX. This is a nude lipstick from Lancome. I would love to tell you the color. I can't read the writing, it's so tiny, but I'll have it down below. I just want to let you know this concealer is acting a lot better now that I've powdered it and set it. I love the formula of these Lancome lipsticks. I got a 4 set in the neutrals and they're really, really nice. I'm liking them a lot. Here's the lipstick. Here we have the finished look. It was very fun to use this soft glam palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I've been looking at this palette for a long time with a lot of desire in my heart. You know, I'll have to say I have tried a few shadow formulas recently that I am really a fan of that are a little bit higher end. I'm not sure that this is my favorite. I want to use it a little bit more so I can give you guys some really good feedback about what my thoughts are on this palette and whether it's really worth it. But I do like the look that it put together for me today, and I think there are a lot of great one and done shadow options in this palette. I'll keep you posted on what my final thoughts are a little bit down the road. Absolutely love this CoverGirl Plus Olay Advanced Radius Foundation. This is such an unsung hero at the drugstore. I really, really do love it. I am liking the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Contour Wand more than I did when I first got it. When I first got it, I was like, oh no, what is this? But I think I found a way to make it look a little bit better on my particular skin. I would love to find a dupe for this product because there are a few things that I think that if I didn't have this, I would miss being able to do. I do like the fact that it contours without adding warmth, and I like the way that it creates a nice shadow underneath my chin to make my whole chin look a little bit firmer than it is. If you know of a good dupe for this product, let me know, and I'll also do some research on my own and see if I can't find something that does the same thing at a little lower price. The Too Faced Shadow Insurance, for me, this is a dead-on dupe for the Milani eyeshadow primer. The formulas seem exactly the same to me when I put them on my eyelids. I'll let you know if I feel like this hung onto the shadow a little bit more than the Milani, but the Milani does a great job. So those are my thoughts about this particular eyeshadow primer. Cabaret Premier Mascara, I think it did a beautiful job on my lashes. I can't say that it is the most lengthening or volumizing mascara that I've used, but I think it does a great job at a great price, and you can find this right on Amazon. I'm loving this lipstick formula from Lancome. This is their nude set, and it's available for the holiday season. I'm wondering if the color might be a little bit too orange for me. I might do better with a little more cooler toned neutral, but you guys let me know down in the comments below what your thoughts are. I want to thank you for joining me for this chatty get ready with me. I hope I didn't talk your ear off. If you found it fun and helpful, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, make sure you smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And if you're interested in more makeup, skincare, and style for the over 50 woman, stop by prettyover50.com. There's a lot more great information just waiting for you there. You guys know it just thrills me when you take a few minutes out of your day to spend it with me. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you. Again, I'm Kimberly. This is Pretty Over 50, where we talk everything makeup, skincare, and style for the over 50 woman. Make it a great day. Wear your sunscreen and all. See you in the next video. Bye now.